Buddy, please. Not enough, buddy. Keep the chain. Oh, ting hit here go to buddy. Back. Probably more. Come, buddy. Oh, super tax. Buddy. Buddy. Property investing explained in Monopoly style. I guess that most of the people that you are watching now, you are playing Monopoly before. And it is a game whether you find it fun or you find it boring. There's only two kinds of group. Playing Monopoly actually have a lot of chance to really understand how property investing can be done. Especially this is Singapore edition. Monopoly show very good function called leverage in property investing. And also talk about cash flow, the rental, how everybody can build a wealth creation journey. Let's go. Today what we're going to do, we're going to relate how Monopoly as a board game actually teaches us in real life. It's just that this thing has changed my philosophy of how property investing works, and I thought it would be nice if I can break it down into segment for you. In playing Monopoly at a high level, you cannot win the games by just saving cash, because you need to build assets along the way, but you need to upgrade your property, and you wish to eventually people step on it and you collect rental and eventually wins the game in the long haul. The savers itself cannot win the game. So when I mention about savers, when I look into our society, actually it's quite related to real life because it works pretty much the same way. A lot of people actually work very hard and eventually do a lot of savings. They actually hoard the cash in the banks and they are very afraid of this thing called debts. But I want to explain to you debts actually can divide into two parts, the good one and the bad one. So today, we're going to use Monopoly and let's relate on how this thing can be played in real life. Now you see, every time when most of the people when we first start the game, right, some of them have some cash on hand, but let's come and relate to the real world. How come people at the beginning of the journey here can actually have cash? It's probably because of their parents, where they give them some of their allowance, maybe on their savings, their ang pao money or whichever. They probably get started here. But if you see how the Monopoly design in a way, it seems to be going round and round. But actually when we keep coming one round, we bypass this goal. What does it really mean? It did mention that it's about the salary. But we also know that collecting money feels shook and it becomes an addiction. Because every time you go one round, you got $200 collected. But this addiction can become a drug. And it can be the most addictive drug in the world. Because it is very, very hard to kick off these drugs. Everybody is going to keep on going just to enjoy the $200. But this thing doesn't allow you to win the game. So we're going to play things very different on how these things can relate in Singapore, and we're going to kickstart. Let's go, William. There's more Wilson.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is this thing? Punggol MRT. So when you hit like the Punggol MRT, and then you also have things like electric company, the waterworks. Actually, when you come and think about it, right, this Monopoly was designed very smartly in a way that, hey, if you want to go into buying properties itself, maybe you cannot just keep buying property. You might need to encompass with this thing called the business. And to me, these contexts are the business. You build business along the journey, and you probably want to have the business to own the property in the long haul. But of course, I'm not referring to, in Singapore context, we have like residential property. I'm not referring you to use companies to own residential. I'm actually referring to use company to maybe own properties like industrial and commercial. That will probably give you a new ball games. So next, 200. Let's go. And I want to build my business and I would love to grow it along with you. Come buddy. Thank you. So I got my first business and let's go.
Okay. 3.
Happy lah? 1, 2, 3.
Lia.
And you want to buy or not? Hey, why you don't want to buy? You sure or not? This one you land with it, why you don't want to buy? No good, man. You confirm don't want to buy? Okay, let's go. Okay? So you see, I really have a Sentosa Cove And it was really something that I love to have it because this allowed me to start building the greenhouse and the red hotel. But I look at my cash here, not enough. And what should I do? You see, in real life, most of the people, I guess, is when they reach here, they look into how deep their pocket is, and they immediately say, hey, maybe not enough, maybe I should pass. But you don't really have to look into how much money you have, but maybe find ways to buy it. Then I can ask myself, then how can I afford it? Maybe you got to think through what is possible. So this is $350. Buddy, he wants to join me in the journey or not? So do you think that you can work with me on the $50? You think can? Can? Hey, come. Am I right to say actually now I have money and enough money to buy this Marina Bay? So that's the things that I want to share with people. The board game seems to be designed the way that only you need to win the game. But perhaps maybe we can think another way of how this game can be win. You don't have to win everything by yourself. Maybe you can win by everyone's winning together. Yeah, imagine both of us now own parts of the Marina Bay. We speed up the whole journey together with my Sentosa Cove. Come on, give me the Marina Bay. And what does it mean? We speed up the journey and we are ready to build our greenhouse and ready to scale the red one in future. That's maybe how you can also speed up your investing journey. This is how Monopoly teach us when you flip the card behind. Ta-da! So what does it say? Mortgage value $200. Whoa, so this does teach us some things behind the real property game. Just now I did share with you that we can share things to buy it. But there's also another model that if you really want to buy at your end, how can you do it? Have you thought about this thing? Taking out money from this Sentosa Cove, which is $200. So what I can do is, I can go to the bank and say, hey, I want to take out this $200, which is mortgage value $200. And with that, hey, now I have $350, which is enough for me to buy my Marina Bay. So now I got my Marina Bay. But my Sentosa Cove is still being mortgaged out. But what I want to share with you is this thing. When you hit into good property, sometimes some cash is not always from your pockets. There must be ways that you can actually leverage on assets that you have built along the way. There are times that you can actually take out some good debts out because you know that this is a solid property. With these two, you can actually speed up and leverage, and this is where you print out good debts to buy good properties and scale accordingly. I hope you learned something from here. Let's carry on. Those are quite furious.
100.
So you see, Wilson actually paid this $100. Actually, what does this really mean? So in property itself, we don't just like buy properties and just wait for all the renters to come. You think so straightforwardly? No lah. Of course, there are things that you need to take notes. There are expenses that you're going to incur. Example, maybe in property, your appliances actually went off. Or maybe things need to be repaired, the plumbing works and everything. So there's cost that's actually incurred. So what I would suggest that when you go into a property space, you probably also want to have some cash that is really on hand, that is able to cover a bit of your rainy days. Usually, most of the people that I would suggest, if you can, cover a good 12 months of an installment period to be ready in case anything's happen. Let's go, my buddy, your money, please. Execute the chain. So you see, this is the $200 that we're going to pass as like instead collect 200 salary as you pass. But I want to highlight just one thing. You know, when we play properties, especially like Monopoly, it doesn't mean that you start building assets, you stop working. Most of the people, they actually start hustling together. Meaning that they still work professionally, but they hustle it up. I did pretty much the same thing. While I'm doing as a professional role, I also build up my co-living on the rent-to-rent model. So that every month while I buy pass here, I collect my $200. I also build my co-living as a operating income where I have both now and it speed up my journey. What does it really mean? How come go to jail? A lot of people will say, where got bo ting ting hit here go jail one? Actually, there's a lot of meanings behind a monopoly, especially in Singapore editions. Singapore is really a very solid policy government that really set up nicely, but it also means there's a lot of guidelines. Example, if you want to go into property space itself, please comply to all the tax effectively. You don't go in to do tax evasion journey, avoid like ABSD payments, or you want to go in setting up your company to buy property, but your books and accountings are not done on proper. These are a few things that you probably want to really take notes. It is no jokes going from here to here, because you know you can't get out by just saying you want to get out. Once you are inside, you lost so much opportunity that is happening over the period of time. You can't move, you can't buy things as an asset, and you get stuck. And it's really not worth considering doing that. So think again, play what is the right strategy, and you continue to move and grow your assets. But still stuck here in monopoly. Let's wait for a while. Oh, now I can move this here. 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, bidadari. So now, we have a full stack here. So in the whole journey, some of the people buy properties and they think that this area is good. They create their checklist. It did give them a good returns. And it lands on here, light blue color, and it allowed me to start building these greenhouses. Actually, once the location is great, I can actually repeat and keep on stacking up many units that is maybe at Bidadari. And then by doing that, collect very good cash flow from there. And every green color over at this monopoly, it indicates many different perspectives. It could be one residential and maybe 3 other industrial property that still give you good rental and positive cash flow. But after buying the whole 4 green small houses, then they introduce you this one red one. So what does this red one really means? Let's say if we really come in and get replaced, it did share with you a few things. You need to have a good cash flow of this property before you can go into a very large commercial property. Because at a high context, commercial property in Singapore usually don't have cash flow. You need 1, 2, 3, 4 good positive cash flow units to support one commercial property, and then you hold it for a while. And what do I mean for a while? Because commercial don't have this thing called seller stamp duty. When the opportunity really comes, you might really sell at a very big gains in a capital appreciation. So this is how the relationship comes in between the green and the red house. I hope this gives you some clarity of what monopoly teaches us.
Go to jail, pada I jail free card.
Go to jail, get out of jail. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa, super tax. Okay, we gotta pay this thing. So when people hit into the tax, I do hear about 2 different kind of versions, and I want to highlight to you. First part, they say that hey, actually they don't like to pay too much tax on it. I think that's general conversation. Second thing, people with higher tax itself, in the eyes to the bank, you are actually a more credible person, and the bank will probably wants to lend you more money. And at that, you go and get the bigger loans, and you'll be able to buy a better value properties. And over the years, when the properties move up in price, we thought about this thing. You sell properties and the properties have some capital gain. And the good thing is this thing. Property capital gain, there's no tax for that. So let's take a look at how this thing can reconnect it. You maybe individual pay tax for it. You get a bigger loan. You buy a better property. You sell with a gain. But the gain don't have capital gain tax. Does it mean that, hey, actually, you're indirectly taking back your tax amount? Think about it. That's for first case. Then second case, we do have companies and all these things that eventually we still need to pay corporate tax. But maybe in the company structure, there are profits and expense. Probably you can use it to actually do much more things when you're using companies to buy an assets. So I want you to share with you tax, maybe, then it might not be the worst of the worst. It might be an leverage for you. Think again.
Pay up.
I'll pay up $100. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man. How much is it, buddy? 1.4k. Oh man. Okay, 1,004. Okay. But let's take a look. Let's take everybody. I mean, there are times that in life you hit into a very big payment. You can't avoid it. You got it, you got to pay. But what happens is this thing. I'm very fortunate to continue to build cash flow through what? These are the things that what I built over the period of time. The greenhouse, the red one. But it also means that you actually can accumulate your wealth in many smaller units. It's fine. Because every month they do produce me rental, cash flow, and maybe things happen in life. But with these habits of building assets along the journey, it will help you in terms of future there's any mishap that happen in life. So no harm, continues to build assets by baby steps from here. Don't worry, I'll fight back. Buddy, 8 eh?
What?
Buddy, $2,000.
Nani?
Do you have 1,000? You gotta give me everything, come on. Okay, but can't think about this thing. Monopoly doesn't really have to end with this scenario. You don't really have to like win your friends and all this thing, but maybe play the other level of games. So in the game rules, he did state that of course one of the players will win the game. But I also want to send an extension version. Sometimes rules are stated that way, it becomes a framework. But if you follow the frameworks in real life, it might actually block an individual thinking. Sometimes maybe we break off the box that was given to us. Maybe that's where we can play slightly different. Example, how to play win-win in the real life. Yeah, for example, let's own this property together and scale it up. And this allows people to continue to scale and build the portfolios in the long run. I hope you like this video, and we'd love to continue to give more strategies on how this property investing journey can start. But please help to subscribe. I'll see you next.